Hello, and welcome to today's broadcast brought to you by Arrow. I'm your host, Katie Bavoso from the Channel Company. The ever-growing amount of generated data is fueling a shift to the cloud for an easier way to work from anywhere and keep up with digital transformation accelerated by the global pandemic. But with change, of course, comes complexity, and customers have concerns. Is my data safe in the cloud? Do we have employees with the proper skill sets to keep up with cloud maintenance? Can we afford it? HPE and Arrow have the answers to these and many more questions about how to empower partners to be the trusted cloud managers to their customers with HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management. For more on this, I'm now joined by HPE North America Compute Server Management and Server Security Solutions Business Manager, Alan Whipple. Hi, Alan. Welcome.
Hi, Katie. Nice to see you and happy to be here today.
Happy to have you with me today. Let's jump right into our first segment, get to know HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management. So, Alan, first of all, what complexities surrounding compute management have businesses started seeing since cloud adoption sped up? And what market opportunity does this present your partners?
That's a great question. We see a lot of change in the IT landscape. I mean, even if you look back a good 10 to 15 years ago, you had your servers, you had your storage, and you had your networking. But now we have devices that do a little bit of everything. You take that and how you manage them, and it becomes a completely different landscape. Then you take the whole cloud initiative, where we have to have some form of cloud strategy, and that adds another layer of complexity. So with Compute Ops Management, we're introducing a new tool that helps our partners manage their environments, not only if they're on-prem, wherever they are across the world, even if it's in the cloud. And in fact, this tool is cloud native. So very excited about this offering.
Yes, we're actually going to talk about that point being cloud native in just a moment. First of all, what is HPE for Compute Ops Management? And why is this particular server management tool so unique? You just said the two magic words right before.
Absolutely. As I mentioned, with the ever-changing IT landscape, we at HPE realized we need a cloud-native server management tool, a tool that allows our partners and our customers to manage their environment wherever they are across the globe from a single pane of glass. And it's a true benefit having it be in the cloud, because now we don't have to worry about spending all of our time managing the tool itself. We can use the tool in the cloud day one, and we can focus on managing our environment.
So, what flexibility does HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management offer partners compared to competing solutions?
Great question there as well. I highlighted that, and I'm super passionate about that cloud native experience. Because of that, I like to call it an access experience. So for our awesome partners and customers, day one, you begin accessing the tool. You don't have to spend that precious time maintaining the tool itself, worrying about which firmware versions you're at. You're going to start using the tool day one, and we at HPE own the maintenance of that tool. So when you adopt this, you say, great, I can start using it. It's an access experience. HPE has my back because they have the maintenance of the tool. I get to enjoy using it essentially.
So, going from there, how does HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management help partners grow their businesses?
Great question as well. I love that question, especially because we know partners are the lifeblood of what we do at HPE. We love our partners. They're so pivotal to everything that we do, and we want to provide them with tools that allow them to make their life easier, especially around time spent. We often forget that time is money, right? Especially with the IT departments. So when you adopt Compute Ops Management, you know you're going to free up a lot of time because we're simplifying, we're automating those everyday mundane tasks that really become a pain.
So, last question in this specific segment. We've already touched on it quite a bit, but I think it's important to continue to highlight it. Can you speak to the ease of deployment of HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management?
Absolutely. So as mentioned, cloud native application. And with that, you have to create a login to what we call our GreenLake Cloud Platform. That login is free and will take just a couple minutes to set up. But once you log in, it's really simple. We follow a couple of simple steps. You have to bring your servers or your devices into the cloud. You have to align with a subscription license and make sure you have the right role-based access control for security reasons, which I know we'll get into in just a moment. But once you do that, you're off and running. Once again, you don't have to worry about the firmware versions of the server management tool. You get to just enjoy it from day one, which is so impactful to me. And I love seeing our partners and customers enjoy that specific aspect.
Alan, let's now go right into segment two. And you already hinted at it, security, and simplicity. So we talk about the growth of cloud adoption, but some businesses and even partners still worry about how secure their data will be in the cloud and how easy it would be to migrate to it. How do you put partners' minds at ease, and how would you advise them to approach customers about HPE Compute Ops Management?
Sure, security is always a top topic, and it's in our DNA at HPE, but I completely understand. For the longest time, when we say cloud, you cringe up a little bit. You say, oh no, I'm not connecting anything to the cloud. It's not secure. But often when I talk to our partners and customers, I say, let's talk about your entire environment. And it becomes quite clear quickly that they're using the cloud in many ways than they realize already. And so then I say, okay, let's take a look at this. We take it a step further with GreenLake Compute Ops Management. What we do is we connect via port 443, not to get super technical, but just to let them know we connect through our ILO dedicated network port. We have a bunch of security protocols in place to ensure that you cannot access sensitive data. And we have wonderful content to back that up. We have an 11-page security white paper that details that. We want our customers and partners to know that security is absolutely paramount when it comes to compute ops management, and we definitely have that covered.
Firmware updates are often a very time-consuming task for organizations to plan around, speaking of security measures, but obviously they play a huge role in securing the servers. How does HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management simplify the firmware update experience?
This is the point that I'm most excited about with compute ops management. We talk to our customers often. We value their feedback. And the number one pain point that always rises to the top is we can't stand the firmware update experience in general. Spending all the time, the countless hours updating firmware for not hundreds, but thousands of servers, that's where it can be truly frustrating and a pain point. So that's what we said with compute ops management at HPE. Said we're going to tackle that number one issue, the firmware update experience, and we're going to simplify and automate that. So in a nutshell, with this tool, what you do is you bring your servers into the platform, you set a firmware baseline. Once you set that firmware baseline, our tool goes out, and this is where the magic happens. Anytime a new firmware update becomes available, our tool will evaluate every single server that's part of your environment and let you know only the pieces of that firmware package that are needed. Why does that resonate? Well, long gone are the days where you take the big 10 gig, 12 gig service pack for per-line updates and try to push them out across your network. That kills your network. It takes a lot of time. Now, GreenLake for Compute Ops Management is doing that for you, and it's only pushing the firmware pieces that are needed. So instead of that 10, 12 gig size package, you're now down into the meg size, which in real basic terms frees up a lot of time for the IT department, which is the real winner in this situation.
So how does HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management make keeping up with digital transformation now and in the future easier and safer for partners and their customers? Because obviously, Alan, we're not just buying for the moment, we're buying for the future and setting ourselves up for being able to future-proof.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. If I go back to one of my initial statements, our goal is to simplify and automate for our customers. You should be spending your time innovating and growing your business. Partners, you should be helping your customers on that journey, innovating and growing instead of maintaining and putting out fires. So when we adopt this new compute ops management tool, it's a single pane of glass platform that you can access from anywhere in the world. And on top of that, it can manage your environment wherever it resides across the globe. So if you have servers across countless remote locations, whether it's a data center, whether it's at the edge or across the globe, compute ops management can handle it with ease. In fact, it can handle it with scale and sprawl in mind. We support up to 25,000 servers per instance today already, with future plans to get to 50,000 servers very soon. So scale and sprawl, we've got it focused and covered.
50,000, no big deal. No big
No
deal.
big deal.
So some partners may already be using HPE GreenLake for compute ops management. What's at least one key feature or element that they might be missing that you'd like them to know about this solution?
So we talked a lot about the firmware update experience, and that's the number one pain point that we covered. But you're also getting incredible visibility and manageability into your IT department. And so you can look at all your servers, you can view the health and wellness of all the components. You can even do simple tasks such as powering on, powering off those servers, cold booting them, even being able to tie in the future to warranty support. So imagine being able to have auto case creation for failed hard drives, failed memory, and have those parts automatically show up. We have a great future roadmap for this tool that's going to make it even more impactful for our partners and customers.
Let's now go right into our third and final segment, Alan, called A Better Path Forward Through Arrow. What critical role do your distributor partners like Arrow play in getting HPE Compute Ops Management to your partners and customers?
So I have a soft spot in my heart for our distributors. They are key to everything that we do at HPE. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the call, we love our partners. They're the lifeblood of what we do. We are focused on the channel and they drive so much revenue. But to that point, our distributors make all of that happen, such as Arrow. We love Arrow. They help facilitate new products when we introduce them, and they are a key part of compute ops management. So as you go through and you say, wow, this piques my interest, how do I get started? The easy answer is Arrow. Reach out to Arrow. They'll get you started. They'll help you know the part numbers that you'll need for compute ops management, and they'll walk you through that entire process, whether it's demos, quoting, etc. They have you covered.
So how does this benefit channel providers and their customers? I mean, we're talking about specifically going through Arrow, your distributor partners. Where does the extra gold star come in there?
Great question. With compute ops management, you can go one of two different routes. So you can go in and you can manage as a customer individually, or as a partner, you have the capability to go in and manage your customers' environments on their behalf. And that's a true win when it comes to compute ops management. So you align, you bring your distributor in, such as Arrow. They'll help you quote it, get it set up, and then you can go out and start managing your customers' environments for them, with the key being through that single pane of glass. So literally, if you have internet connection on the beach, you can pull up compute ops management and you can manage the entire environment wherever it is across the globe. To me, that's a very powerful, impressive statement, because up until now, managing your environments wherever they are, sometimes you have to roll out countless tools and it takes a lot of time. But with HPE GreenLake for compute ops management, we're really solving that big gap that's out there in the industry.
Alan, we've talked a lot about HPE Compute Ops Management, and I'm sure people want to get to know more and learn more about this, get to know you personally. So how can channel providers get started with HPE Compute Ops Management after watching this webinar?
That's one of the number one questions I get as I present on this wonderful topic. I need to know more. How do I get started? How do I get my hands on the tool? Well, we're excited to announce we have an ongoing 90-day evaluation license. So if you say, hey, I want to try this, no strings attached for 3 months for up to 10 of your servers, great. We have that readily available. You simply can just go to a web browser of your choice and type in HPE GreenLake for Compute Ops Management. It'll lead you to a public facing web page where you can request that 90-day eval license. Or better yet, you can reach out to Arrow. They'll help facilitate that as well, because they have easy access to that eval license as well. That's the best way to get started, right? Playing with the tool itself, that's always the most fun in my opinion. And then of course we have lots of great webinars and other additional content that can assist as well. But I always prefer, let's start with the actual tool and have some fun.
Awesome, Alan. Thank you so much for your time today. That brings us to the end of our time together. But thank you at home for watching. And if you'd like to learn more, you can do so by checking out the web address on your screen. Once more for the channel company, I'm Katie Bavoso. Thanks for watching.